To the brother on YouTube, let's talk about this. Now, the brother looked like he might have just got out of some substance abuse issues, so I am sensitive to people with substance abuse problems. But what we're not going to do is rewrite history. So it's important to educate the audience, because in a day and age where clicks and likes means more to somebody than the love of their own children, we have to be careful with how we're actually doing things, right? Because you can report misinformation, and that just becomes a fact if it's said enough. So to say that Earn Your Leisure has discouraged Black people from buying a home is a pretty amazing statement, considering 39 videos on YouTube dating back since 6 years ago, actually teaching people how to buy a home. And we actually have the Home Buyer's Blueprint, Volume 1, Volume 2, inside of EYL University. And there's a guy named MG, the mortgage guy, who's appeared on Earn Your Leisure Market Mondays more than any other guest in the history of Earn Your Leisure. And he's actually a mortgage broker. Yep. So Kiana Watson, a real estate agent, we covered Airbnb. Okay.
Since 2018.
They only going to kill you by you only get attacked by people who have similarities to you. That's how they traditionally done it throughout history. Yep. Look at Caesar and Brutus. Look at Jesus and Judas. You go through this is a historical thing, right? And for Black people, the problem has always come internally, right? So it's like, for you to say that we've discouraged, and it's such an ignorant way to say it because you said it so passionately that it's almost believable if you sound smart to a dumb person. Because, like I said, we've actually have 6 years of educating people on how to buy homes. He's like, they're telling you not to buy homes while BlackRock is buying up all the homes. So are they?
I'm the one who fucking first told y'all about that. Get in a position to be able to spend that kind of money. And no, maybe for me, I could have done something different. Also, too, when you're lit in real life and you change people's lives, people are going to put a tax on you for you doing well.
That's a fact.
You keep confusing podcasting with the talking business. We are in the tech and investing business. Y'all keep copying my guy Joe's model. Joe is in the monthly recurring revenue model business. There's too many of y'all podding about nothing, and people from where you from, nobody care about you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And like I said, everybody wants to make content, but this ain't about content. So let me just educate the brother, because like I said, I don't think he fully understands how things work. I was actually a financial advisor 12 years before I had an Instagram account. Like some people think I might have just started talking about finances on internet. I actually did this for a living for 12 years. And what I did for 12 years was help people get their finances together. And I learned something that was very valuable at that point in time. That there's a lot of people that are making decisions to buy homes that they cannot afford.
For sure.
And it's putting them in financial debt, and it's hurting them because they're cashing out their 401ks, they're cashing out their savings accounts, they're putting furniture on credit cards. So they're buying a home because they think that they're doing something that's great financially, right? And they don't realize that they're actually putting themselves in debt. And now they don't have money to invest. They don't have money to start a business. They're buying a $700,000 home. By the time they pay it off, they're paying $1.8 million for it, with property tax, all things included. They're not fully educated on it. So what we did, one of the first things that we did, we pioneered the 4-3-2-1 strategy. MG, the mortgage guy, that's us. That's called house hacking. Right, that's something that we pioneered as far as teaching people how to be homeowners and landlords at the same time. Owning where you live in a multifamily apartment complex, building, whatever you want to call it, and then renting out other units while you have positive cash flow and still being a homeowner. That's not discouraging people from being a homeowner. That's educating people. What we did was actually pull the curtains back about the real cost of real estate to show people how much closing costs actually cost, how much you have to actually have for the electric, for the lights, for the furniture, these are things that if you have never owned a home before, you don't know. You think you're just buying a home and that's it. And then it's like, damn, I got to pay $50,000 extra. Well, that could be life changing, right? That's not discouraging people from buying a home. That's educating them to buy the right home that they can afford. Also, the BlackRock comparison is very uneducated comparison because BlackRock is buying homes to be landlords. They're not buying homes to live in. So you're saying that we're discouraging people from buying homes while BlackRock is buying them. That's an apples to oranges comparison. If you're buying a home, you're paying money out. You're paying money to the bank. You're paying money to the heat, electric. You're paying money to your town for taxes. BlackRock is buying a home. They're renting it out, and you're paying the mortgage. You're paying so that's being a landlord and living in a property that you're actually living in is not the same thing.
Two different things.
It's not the same thing at all. So when you're fully educated on real estate, because we know people like Don Peoples, like who's a billionaire, who when we asked him Madison Square Garden, what is he encouraged about real estate? He said, you guys. He said, you are the encouragement because you're teaching people things that I've known for 30 years and I couldn't communicate it. Like you're the bright spot for real estate. This is a billionaire. What have you done?
So who have you helped?
It's easy. We live in a society where it's easy to criticize people, but we really got to be careful because you're criticizing the most helpful people for the society. Like we have educated more Black people in a short period of time on
most colleges,
real estate, credit, entrepreneurship, stocks than has ever happened. So you're like you said, for you, it's a pod. You're just podding and you're trying to get $1,000 on Google. But just think about like the danger that you're actually doing, right? Because you're talking to people, they might not even have never watched us before. You're providing a lie that's not even factually backed by anything, with misinformation throughout it, with an uneducated thesis, and you're just running with it. Like Early Allegiance is getting paid by BlackRock. That's what happens to Black people. That's what happens to Black people all the time. Oh, they took money, like what you do is you discredit the leader and you cause chaos. And that has happened systematically. We can talk about the Black Panthers. We can go down a list, right? And you're an agent of chaos, and you have no solutions, and you've helped nobody. And before you know it, all you want to do is just fracture the whole situation for no reason. It's not like you're
trying to get your audience up.
A top podcaster now. You're not going to become famous. You want to have just a viral moment. So to the brother, I don't know who he is. But like I said, it looked like he might have had some substance abuse problems. So if he did, I am sympathetic for that. But what I would say is that you have to be educated before you speak, because you're just talking about things that you don't even know. But there's going to be consequences for the things that you say.
He want to take the diplomatic approach, so I'm glad he went that route. I'll save my opinion.
Oh man,
I'll help us. I'm gonna be real. If I start talking this investing shit, there's a lot of people who look like us and who wouldn't be in it. And the crazy part, like you showed, that's the crazy part. A lot of y'all be shooting at people who are gonna be the only lifeline when you stranded in the ocean out by yourself.
Yeah, you know what, man? It would be worth. That was a great dialogue right there.
It was educational too.
But like when I saw it, I was like, "There's nothing to really comment on," because that takes you away from the mission that you've been put on this earth for, and that's to help people. So like every day, somebody tells us about how something impacted their lives. Even here this weekend, plenty of people like, "Yo, man, y'all changed the game for not just me, but for my family." The impact speaks longer than any rhetoric will. You feel what I'm saying? Like we won't be able to write our legacies, but the impact and the work that we've done and that we continue to do and going to continue to do, we'll do that. And so shout out to whatever he got going on, and hopefully he can figure that out. But yeah, I mean, just to not do research tells me how far you've come in the world of journalism, right? If you're going to report something, at least have the facts. And he debunked a bunch of it, but it's just like, if you're going to do it right and be accurate about it and stand on it. And so keep going, whatever you got going on, you and whoever's behind the camera who was commenting and agreeing with you. Shout out to y'all. But that's not stopping nothing over here, man.
Oh, and you bozos in the comments. I'm taking screenshots. I'm the type of dude that's a psychopath.
Facts. Now let's look it up. And Troy, you can pan out if you let me Rashad. That's stupid. Thank you.
Like I'm taking mental notes, physical
of all
notes.
y'all.
If there's a dude right now to this day that has never been on the show that wants to get on the show that did one sucker thing in a comment on YouTube 5 years ago, and I saw when he did it, and
you did.
Maybe say you want beef, you want squash, you got to pay us. You'll never get on. So think twice before you bozos in the comments make a comment, because I'm looking and I'm researching who you know, and you will never succeed. I'm gonna make sure if it's a personal.
That's good. Yeah, and you know what, and I think it kind of got misconstrued because when we were talking about your own personal experience in buying home, that's completely different than us educating. But even in this personal experience, even in that, that's an educational component. Oh, here's what's actually happening in real time. Here's what you can learn from this. It's like we say this all the time. Like, yo, we're gonna go through some things so that you don't have to.
Is that like I could have just been a regular social media guru and said everything is perfect? I'm actually being transparent with you
about
that I'm actually having in real life. Thinking that me showing you the issue that I'm going through could actually help you, and then you're gonna twist it. That's why people don't want to do nothing for nobody.
Facts. Especially when you already got it on your own. Okay, great. But once again, get in the position for you to spend the kind of money that he spent to have that reputation.
Also true.
It's easy to check that account when them AdSense checks come out. 17th, the job you dying.
You said the AdSense?
Yeah.
23rd of the month?
Y'all be hitting refresh like if I go in Google. What? That's how I know, like, whenever I kept telling y'all, everybody that y'all thought was lit and potted is broke as hell. And they keep these antics up because things are not going well. And for the record, humbling, thank God, Espiritu Santo. Every little nemesis y'all seen, y'all way we shout out the fucking Skylight Prigozhin got shot.
I wouldn't know.
If I made you money, please put yes in chat.
I wouldn't know.
Me. And I like the show, but
it's all good, man. It's all good. It gives them something to talk about, whether it's false or true. So whatever you gotta do, man. But you gotta go to sleep with that, man, on your conscience, man. We always gonna be good.
On those 123 account sheets you got.
And then for the people that's like, yo, no, have them on the show. No, I'm not having you.
No.
You haven't done anything to actually be verified.
No. If you're enemy of ops, I'm not helping you none.
You don't get rewarded for just saying something stupid on YouTube. I don't even know you. Like, I'm not having you on the show. Like, we just had a billionaire on the show. What are you talking about?
And and if we're gonna talk about the bozos in the comments, shout out to the people who are also in the comments. Like, yo, you got this completely wrong.
Shout out to y'all, yes.
It was, and I know Ian, I seen you had commented in there as well. But like, yeah, a lot of people just like, yo, I don't think y'all got this correct. Like, you might want to retract this. This doesn't even make sense what they actually do. So shout out to y'all.
I get it. Me and Rashad not like it. I get it, but we are not being like it. I was this way before I had $1. I'm actually tame now in comparison to what I used to be. Shout out to everybody from Chicago, Indiana, who know, yo, go get your coins. But y'all not gonna do it by trying to smirch our name. Because I will call I don't know who they're called. But I will get on the phone and get called my little Guggenheim connection, and y'all will never see them again. They sold out to the Illuminati. See you at the mountaintop.
Or we can just call our friends at BlackRock.
Hello. And Google.
Shout out to BlackRock.
Violating the terms of service agreements. Be careful, my boy. What up? No.
Okay.
What community will we buy next?
Why do you guys even respond to this? You're bigger than that. You got to address all enemy combatants.
That's a fact. Enemy combatants. That's a fact. Enemy of the state. Treason. You're actually guilty of committing treason. Okay, I digress.
Yes, I don't know. We were going to do this, but glad we got it.
I thought he was going to save it, but it's something.
I did too.
Yeah.
We both need therapy, Rashad. That's what it is.
Okay.
And too many of y'all be jumping off the yacht before we get to what we need to sail to. Then you be crying talking about, I'm sorry. Nah, it's been a good run in all areas. Enjoy it.